Welcome back to PT Pintcast on, it's like a holiday. It's a global holiday. PT Day of Service. We love that. Doing this thing live all day today. We went around the world yesterday. We went to Myanmar, South Africa, and Haiti. So far today, we've been in Washington, D.C. That was also yesterday. We've also been in San Diego, celebrating Global PT Day of Service. Really an idea, a movement, a passion project for people in our profession around the world. So from my living room in Montgomery, New York, we're going to be going to places all around the U.S. today to celebrate what you are doing on PT Day of Service. So without further ado, and you guys know I love me some ado, let's go all the way to Tyler, Texas, and bring in Amanda Storer to the show.
Hi.
Amanda in Tyler, Texas. Amanda, you got the logoed up mask there, socially distancing properly. Where are you right now? I know you're in Tyler, Texas, but what facility are you at?
So we are at Tyler Junior College at our Rogers Nursing Science Center here. And so we've got a bunch of our students in the PTA program here. We've got first and second year students. They're all back here. And so they're all excited to be here.
All right. So I'll get to some different questions later, but I got to start with what are you guys doing? You're out in the parking lot. You're socially distanced. You're masked up. You're doing it safe. Looks like we've got some mobility devices. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, so we decided this year that we are, in order to comply with some of the regulations that we have at the school, and then just to be as safe as we can be for our community and for our students, we are having a mobility equipment drive, and we're partnering with Wheels for the World and Johnny and Friends to do that, to be able to provide equipment to people all over the world.
Yes. I mean, so many of these things just go right in line with PT Day of Service, local service for global effect, global PT Day of Service. We got to sneak that other word in there. It really does reach out everywhere. I mentioned before we brought you on, we've talked to people in Myanmar and South Africa and Haiti and Washington, D.C. and San Diego. Now we're in Texas. Let me ask you this, Amanda, where'd you first come across PT Day of Service? How did you hear about it?
I think I heard about it a couple of years ago. And we were actually already scheduled for an event here in town last year. And so we did a Day for Kids event. And so we did that, and we're partnered with Adaptive Tricycles last year. And so this year that event wasn't able to happen due to social distancing and some other things. And so we decided that we wanted to definitely get involved and do something this year, even in spite of COVID-19. So
that's great. I love that. I mean, this is what we do in the profession, right? Physical therapists, physical therapist assistants. We pivot. We treat what we see, and when we see something we can't do, we get annoyed, and we go, okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to do this in spite of, and we're gonna fly in the face of that. So it looks like you got a pretty good showing out there. How many students are out there?
So we're here today from 10 to 12. And so, but we've had student volunteers. We've had 14 each hour. So we've kind of rotated out each hour. And we've had people come and drop off equipment. We had a large shipment of pediatric wheelchairs. So about 6 chairs in one van. I don't know how they got them all in, but they got them all out. And we're going to put them in this U-Haul, and we're going to ship them to Houston, where it's going to then be sent out to people in need. So
that's fantastic. What's the reaction so far from the students? Like, they're in the background. You can talk about them. They won't hear you. How are they reacting to being able to give and serve in a different way other than just clinical treatment? I love when you guys twist it and can do something a little more.
Yeah, I think they really do, miss being in person and being able to interact with the people that we interact with on a daily basis. But I think this is a way that they know that they can still make a difference, not only in our community by giving the opportunity for people here to give still, but also by knowing that this equipment is going to go and be able to serve globally. And so that's a way that they can still be involved in giving and still have that sense of giving that we all do as PTs and PTAs. So
I love that. Asking people who are already in the know, who are already in, like, I don't have to convince Amanda here why PT Day of Service is a good idea. But if you were talking directly to someone who was maybe nodding along going, all right, maybe I'll get involved next year, what would you say to them to put them over the edge to make sure they were with all of us next year for PT Day of Service?
Yeah, I think it's just a great opportunity to, just the planning and the prep that goes into it before too is a great opportunity for us to network with one another, to network with our communities, and just to have a great event that you do that maybe you can turn it into something that is done annually. Visibility for not only our profession, but also for, for us, it's for our program, for our students, for what they do. And so it's just a way to just get out there in your community and do something. And when we're especially during these times where we're not able to do a whole lot, finding something that we are able to get out and do it just for mental health. I mean, this is also a mental health day. It's not only Global PT Day of Service, but tie that in there, and it's good for us all.
Yeah, everybody wins. And we mentioned this, numerous times in the show. Whenever the topic of service comes up, I tell people, if you haven't experienced it, just do it one time. I'm telling you, you're going to get out more than you give. And if you do, which you will, double down and do it again. You'll keep getting that return on investment. It's a great return on investment if you want to use a business term in terms of your own mental health and your sense of purpose in your profession and your community. It's fantastic and purposefully open-ended. We're not telling you what to do. We're just telling you why we should be doing something. And again, that website is ptdayofservice.com. Amanda, I'm going to put you on the spot. We have a segment of the show called The Parting Shot. So let's... Parting Shot is brought to you by our friends from the Academy of Orthopedic Physical Therapy. Find them online at orthopt.org. Leaders in orthopedic physical therapy. Amanda, the Parting Shot is really your chance for just your last mic drop moment, the sentiment that you'd want to leave with the audience as they watch you and all those student volunteers behind you. What would you want to let the audience know?
We're really excited to be a part of PTA Day of Service. And so it really is exciting for us to be partnering with PTs, PTAs all over the world. And so to hear you guys that you've been talking about, being not, in Washington and, San Diego and, in Haiti. And so just to be able to be connected to that global community is really important. And so we are always doing things locally. And so we really, it's important for us to serve our community, but for us to be involved and be able to get involved globally is just really, it's really something special. And so I think all of us are really excited. We're really excited to be included in this podcast, and we look forward to doing this again next year.
Love it. All right, let's hear it once again from Tyler, Texas. We want to hear you from Tyler, Texas here at the TJC PTA program. Thank you, Amanda, and all the students for doing what you do, making our profession proud.
Thank you.